The Bengals were back on the practice field on Wednesday with plenty to work on ahead of a huge matchup against Seattle right here at Paycor Stadium on Sunday. Joe Burrow had plenty to say. Hi again, everyone. I'm James Rapine of allbengals.com. Welcome into Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and let's get to the best of what Joe Burrow had to say today in Wednesday's news conference. Obviously, he had his best game of the season against the Cardinals, looking to duplicate that, maybe one-up that this Sunday. Here's Joe Burrow.
Yeah, feel good. Keep getting better, so it's exciting.
Is this probably as close to 100% you felt since going back to before training camp started?
By far, yeah. By far.
How big of a difference does that make mentally as you get ready for game week in terms of being able to just maybe practice movements or just do whatever you want to do in the field, knowing you feel that good?
Yeah, I think it doesn't really change your prep very much. However you're feeling going into that week, you're going to play around that, and that's how you're going to practice. So just adds an element to my game.
When you woke up the next morning from the game, was it encouraging how good you felt when you woke up after exerting as much as you did?
Yeah, it was. And I felt that way last week, too, after the game. It felt good after last week, so we're just getting better and better.
When it happened in training camp, obviously you weren't on the practice field, at least in front of us, for 5 weeks. You were back in 8 days this time. Did you do anything different to feel as good as you have right now for the first time in 2.5 months?
No, it was a different spot the second time, so it wasn't quite as intense. But like I said, right now I'm feeling really good. Just got to keep it that way.
Is there a percentage you would put on your health right now?
It's hard to say. I'm confident that I can run around and extend and make plays right now. So tough to say percentage-wise, but we're pretty close.
Do you view this game as a big chunk going, the odds of potentially going 3-3 into the bye, 2 straight wins, winning against a good Seattle team? I mean, how much stock do you put into what that might do mentally for y'all moving forward the rest of the way?
Yeah, they're a really good team. They've proven it this year so far. So we're focused on getting better every day. We got to be 1-0 this week. We'll focus on the bye week next week.
I'm not sure what this means, but you threw your longest air ball of all time, I guess. And I'm wondering, is that an indicator that you're back, and does that surprise you? That was your longest air ball.
It was a good play. It was a great scheme from the coaches. We were able to execute it. That's what we're supposed to do.
I mean, did it surprise you when you heard that was your longest air ball?
No, I let that one loose. That one, I could feel it was going to go pretty far.
So what has made you always so effective throwing into tight windows when you're outside the pocket, whether you're on the run or scrambled to a spot and let it go? What has made you so effective over the years?
I think I'm pretty mobile. I pride myself in that. I don't hesitate when I'm out there. If I see it, I throw it. I'm confident in that. And those windows, when you're extending plays close so quickly, if you hesitate at all, they're going to be gone. So you just got to take advantage of the opportunities as soon as you see them.
Something Brian also said was that you are the receiver. You have a good idea of when a receiver is going to kind of break, and that's something kind of intangible that you can't really place an qualitative value on. Is there something to that as well, where you read the receiver like Jamar in the back of the end zone making a cut?
Maybe. It's just getting reps with your guys, knowing how they move, knowing how they break, how they run routes, what they're going to do in certain situations. It's all just reps with your guys and understand how they're going to perform.
Was the biggest difference for you your physical ability to be more mobile, or was it more like a mental thing or something else?
Physical ability.
What is it about that made such a difference for you on Sunday?
I was just, I was feeling good after, the first touchdown. I figured I was going to be confident in my calf all day, and it's tough. It's tough sledding when you can't move around in the pocket, when you can't extend plays. You got to play a certain kind of way, and so I was able to play the game the way I wanted to, the way I expected to. We were able to come out with a big win. Focused on this week now.
What makes that Seattle's front so good in your mind?
They play really fast. They're really good in stopping the run. They've got great games. They play together. They play fast. They play with effort. It's going to be a challenge.
What did you know about Jamal, both y'all being LSU guys? What did you hear about him and what did you like, and how excited you to play against him?
Yeah, he's a really good player. He's a great blitzer. He's always around the ball, making plays. Hasn't been out there in a while, but you can go back and watch the tape and see how he affects the game.
Joe, I feel like I've somehow become the wardrobe question guy, but the internet's losing its mind over your cleats. Is there a reason for that change? It seems like there's a change for you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Joe, you played against a lot of teams with schematics, pressure schemes, multiple, like Baltimore over the years. These guys, 16 sacks, 10 different guys, 4 D-linemen, 4 linebackers, 2 DBs that are kind of bringing it from everywhere. Are they in that category of multiple pressure packages that you got to communicate well?
Yeah, you always have to. They've got a great scheme, and so we're going to have, we go over our protection plan tomorrow morning was when we really all dial all that in. So I'll have a better answer for that after tomorrow, but they're, like I said, they play fast. They're very explosive up front. They get a lot of penetration, so we're going to have to get the ball out quickly and play the game a certain kind of way.
Zach shared on Monday that you checked to the play where Kwame Lassiter made his first catch. Were you aware of his backstory with Arizona and the fact that he did not have one to this point in his career?
I was just throwing him. He was off. The corner was off. I figured instead of running into a 4-minute defense box, just throw it out there and get some extra yards.
So it wasn't a personal, hey, this would be nice for him?
Oh, it's no charity. No charity.
Joe, looking at the
CJ Stroud said last week on Pat McAfee show that he connected with you at a party and gave him a lot of really helpful pointers. For you, it seems like, we're always asking you about what Aaron Rodgers tells you or Tom Brady. How did it feel to be now, even though you're still young, to be that person that's giving advice to rookies now?
Yeah, whenever you've been through a process or you have reps invested in anything and somebody new is coming in, you have some insight that maybe they don't have. And so, people helped me when I was coming into the league, and I think that's part of our jobs going forward is, helping out the young guys, making sure that they understand what they're getting themselves into, how to play well, how to perform, and he's been playing great. I'm excited for him.
Joe, with how you guys played last week and looking at the AFC North and where you are right now, do you feel like this team is right back in the mix right now?
We just got to win this week. We got to be 1-0 this week. We'll worry about the standings later in the year. It's week 6. The standings after week 6 mean absolutely nothing. I think we've proven that the last couple of years. So we just got to focus on being 1-0 this week, getting better every day in practice. We'll go from there.
Is there anything in particular you like about the Jordan ones since rocking the last few days?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know Jamar's not going to catch 15 balls every week, obviously, but is there a lesson philosophically where you guys are at offensively to learn from how well you guys played when he was being fed that much? You can maybe lean into him more than you maybe even ever have in the past. Do you think any way to go forward and learn a lesson from that? Maybe,
but I'm always just going to read the defense and take what's there. That's how I have to play. If you go into a game thinking, I got to throw it to this guy or got to throw it to that guy, you're going to be playing slow and you're going to be playing on your back foot. So I'm going to continue to play the way I am, and our receivers are special in that way that they don't really care who gets the ball. So when you have guys like that are excited to see everybody else succeed as much as they are to see themselves, it makes play caller's job easy, makes my job easy, makes everybody's job easy when you have people like that.
That is the best of what Joe Burrow had to say on Wednesday. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. If you're looking for more on the Bengals, we certainly have you covered at allbengals.com as well. And if you missed our videos on Tuesday, Jamar Chase, the pace he is on right now, I think you'll want to watch that video. It's going to make Bengals fans happy everywhere that sees that video. And then I'm sure you have some concerns about this team. I go over my biggest concerns, thoughts, certainly the biggest question marks on the roster as the Bengals try to make their push for 500 ahead of their Week 7 bye. Until next time, for Andrew Fox-Miller, our channel coordinator, I'm James Erpine, signing off for now. Thank you so much for watching Cincinnati Bengals Talk.